Purchase your I Am Melanin Magic products today.
Welcome to our channel, I Am Melanin Magic. If you want long locks,
luscious hair, radiant skin, want to look and feel good,
then I Am Melanin Magic is your brand.
I Am Melanin Magic,
and so are you. Greetings, beautiful butterflies and perfect people. Welcome to Tanesia's Locks, Beauty Tips and Potpourri. I am here today feeling wonderful as usual whenever I come on here and intersect with your realities and just take in all the wonderful beauty and blessings of what you guys give me here on this channel. I'm so grateful to y'all, and I love y'all more than you know for so many reasons, on so many levels. I have met some of the most beautiful souls. Oh my gosh, I just so wish y'all have no idea that I could call out the multitude of people that I speak with here on this channel. And I just feel like I need to give a shout out to this sister who I was recently talking with, and I feel horrible because I can't remember your name. I talk to so many people on a day-to-day basis, and if I haven't gotten back to you, please be patient or don't take it personal. But I'm gonna give a shout out to Sheila. Hope your back surgery is going okay. Her hair is growing. Sheila's going to share a video of how my products have helped her hair grow. Sheila is the lady who was on the thinning and balding thumbnail, who told her story to me with regard to how she lost all of her locks and her journey back to hair abundance. There's Jaleesa, there's Angelica Giles. Angelica, I have your videos. I just got to edit them. Same to you, Priscilla. I got your videos. I just got to edit them and get them up. At least we know we'll have future content. And Yolanda Berry, I'm giving you a shout out, wishing you all the best. Vanessa Shank, and of course the Terry who did the first video that ever came out on the channel. But I'm loving on y'all all the time, wishing you the absolute best. If you're new to the channel and you have not taken a look at I Am Melanin Magic's 2 premium hair supplements, make sure you go to the I Am Melanin Magic website and check them out. This is going to be your daily or your every other day maintenance for health, hair, accelerated hair growth, conditioning, remineralization, and regrowing difficult areas. This is going to be your go-to for overall health. This, you all, has helped a lot of people who actually had thinning and balding. Okay, but this is the product that, well, now this was an unintended consequence of that. Or that was an unintended consequence of this. This is the product that is really developed, that is of a medicinal nature. It has a darker purple and yellow label now, but it is more of a medicinal nature and is for your hair needs. If you have difficult to grow areas and you've tried a lot of different things, give that a try. It works for over 70% of the people. There are 3 more products right now that are in R&D, and I really hope I might be able to get one of them out in early January. If not, by spring, hopefully I'll have those next 3 products ready to go. One, you know, I like to do my trials, my clinical trials. I like to do my testing. And I like to put something synergistically together that can work to help strengthen your hair and to allay some of the concerns that you have with whether it's, you know, irritated and dry scalp or dandruff, or the second one that I'm looking at is Gray Away, which is trying to minimize gray in areas if that's a concern for you, or to prolong it, or like I said, to reduce the gray. And then the other one is going to be another serum that is going to be good for difficult to grow. Folks that have hair that is difficult to grow and they've tried just about everything. I'm talking today about the importance of learning how to do your own retightenings. This is a really important topic. Currently, I do not do my own retightenings. Currently, I retighten this part of my hair. That primarily came about because this part of my hair loosens and grows out faster, and sometimes it started out sometimes between retightenings I feel like I need to do a retightening in that area for various reasons. This is also the area that tangles the fastest with regard to my in-between times. The other thing is this is the most tender, high trafficked area of my hair, as this area is, or as your locks might be if they're, you know, way down on your shoulders or something like that, you know, or your hair is kind of long. You have to know what areas are high traffic areas so that you know what areas you need to protect or what areas you need to kind of cushion. I'm a firm believer that this is a beautiful style. I love Sisterlocks. I would never go back. Whether you have Sisterlocks, Microlocks, or some other version of locks. Shout out to Valencia Reels in the Snellville area for V Microlocks, which is another grid pattern and locking style. And shout out to those of you who are giving me more information in the comment section. Please give me more information in the comment section if you are aware of other micro lock or tiny lock patterns that you like and you feel more of us need to know in this community. Another one of you told me about a locking pattern from a lady in the UK, which only requires 4 retightenings a year. And if you guys remember when I started my channel, up until the last few retightenings, I've always been at 11 or 12 weeks. That's 3 months. That's 4 retightenings a year. So we can find pluses, pros, and cons with regard to any schedule of retightening. I think the most important thing that I want you to understand is that what I talk about here is going to be my story and what has worked for me up until this point based on where I am in my own level of awareness and experience. So I'm constantly learning. I find myself really invested in trying to be able to continue to participate in this journey for as long as I possibly can, indefinitely, and not suffering any critical hair issues or hair loss along the way. I've become more invested in that lately because so many of you talk to me about the hair loss, the significant hair loss, or having to cut your locks off or take them out because of various pitfalls that I feel this particular style can have that are unique to this particular hairstyle that we all need to be paying attention to on a regular basis. It's no fun when your locks start to thin. It's no fun when you start to lose hair. It's no fun if you're losing locks. It's no fun if your hair does not feel healthy and strong. And I think the interesting thing about that goes beyond the connection that we as women have with our hair anyway. It can be an obsessive sort of thing. But it also has to do with something about this style having given you the ability to feel the abundance of your hair and to have hair be just plentiful, or to have the convenience of not having to feel like you're a slave to your hair anymore. It gives you a certain freedom and a certain beauty with that freedom that almost has the quality of being addictive in the sense that you don't want to let go. So even if you start experiencing, and I'm really empathizing because I'm putting myself in your shoes. I can imagine what that feels like if that were to happen to me. What it's got to be like to know that maybe you need to stop getting retightenings if you're starting to lose hair. Or maybe you need to cut your locks short so that you can reduce the weight and impact. Or maybe you're going to need to get in a different loctician's seat. Or maybe you may need to learn how to retighten your own hair. Or maybe you may need to stop styling your hair in a particular way. Or maybe you may have to take over a certain part of your hair in doing your retightening. Whatever it might be. It could be anything for anybody, but it's almost to where you may notice thinning or problems with your hair and not be ready to take the kind of intervention that might actually be required, which really could be cutting your locks half in weight. It could be changing. It could be combining locks and marrying locks, which may be something you don't really want to do. It may require that you, for some people, depending on the situation, it may require that you get more frequent retightenings. It may require that you lengthen the duration in between retightenings. It just depends. One of the things it definitely requires, no matter where you are in this journey and what kind of journey you're having, is that you have to be an active participant in your own rescue. You have to be somebody that's paying attention to what's going on with their hair and that's ready to jump in with different solutions and try different things, because not everything everybody suggests is going to work. But I'm here today to talk about why it's important to know how to retighten your own hair, whether you are retightening your own hair or not. I still go to the lovely Ifraj. I am not in need of a retightening. I recently had one. I'm very happy with my experience with Ifraj. I have used Naka and Ifraj over the years, I will continue to utilize the services of both of those sisters, Naked Naturals and Ifraj Suad in the Atlanta area, as long as they are available. But it's important for me. It's always been important, and that's why, you know, I can speak to some of the problems with doing different things to your hair, because I've done just about everything in my hair. I've taken out a lock and put it back in. I've shortened the lock. My locks have fallen out because I pick with the lint. I had this fixation with that early in my journey. I tend to be I'm a Virgo, 5 placements in Virgo, a little bit kind of OCD about certain things, devil in the details, always in the details. So, but there could be any number of reasons why you might decide that it's time for you to start doing your own retightenings. It may be cost related. That may be the reason, but I'm going to venture to say that the number one reason that you should be doing your retightenings or know how to do your retightenings is because it gives you autonomy with regard to protecting your style and giving it longevity. In other words, if your hair, if you want to give the best love to your hair, and I'm not talking about your grid, I'm not talking about some of the more insignificant things, because at the end of the day, you would probably rather have thick, healthy locks with a jacked up grid than a perfectly on point grid with thinning locks and hair loss. And I would venture to say, depending upon your particular persuasion, you are probably in the best position to do your own hair should you start to run into problems. Not everybody is, but many of us are, and that is because you can be tender, you can watch out for the pitfalls, you can take your time, you know what's comfortable. You're not going to be retightening your hair in a way that hurts, which means that the more tender that you are with your hair, the more that you're going to nurture overall hair health. Knowing how to do it and doing it are two different things. I'm recommending that you know how to do your own retightening and that you begin to practice with a lock or two and to begin to become comfortable. You don't have to do your own locks, but if you run into an issue, whether it's, you know, the situation that we had where everything was shut down for a few years and several months or a year and a half, and a lot of people were not able to get out and get their hair maintenance done, whether it's a situation like that, or you're out of town or you're out of the country, it can be overwhelming to not know what to do. And what can allay those concerns and those potential emergencies is if you know always at any time, no matter what happens or what position you might be in, you can actually always do your hair if you absolutely had to. Not that you have to, because who wants to do? I know I got 500, I believe, in 87, maybe a little bit more now, maybe 599 locks. Who wants to redo all these, especially when you get to the back and all of that? But I tell you one thing, if I decided I wanted to do my own, I tell you one thing, and I forget who suggested this, but being that I'm going to be very tender to my hair, as long as I'm not violating something that has to do, what is this? What the hell? Oh, I was getting ready, what? It's like, how these two get stuck together right here in the center like this? Y'all see me, I shouldn't have really snatched it like that. But, I lost my train of thought. I'm like, what in the heck? But, doggone it, lost my train of thought. Let me pause. Not 100% sure, but being able to do it, should you have to do it, can give you a lot of relief. As I mentioned, who wants to have to go in and do the back? I know what I was getting ready to say, but I tell you one thing, it's a great time to practice when you already are more recently coming from a retightening, say 3 to 4 or 5 weeks, because that you have just enough new growth. Although if you're doing it that early, you have to be careful because you can interfere with your hair needing a rest, which can over time damage the follicles, that kind of frequency. But let's say you're just practicing and you're not doing this on the regular. At that time, your grid is still intact. You're not going to have a lot of marrying, if any at all, and it'll be easy for you not to combine the locks because the structure of the pattern is still very much identifiable and in place, and it can be felt. So it's a great time for you, if you're going to be starting to do your own retightening, to do it within a few weeks after having a previous retie. But it's important to know how to do it. Because if you ever have to take over your hair because you start experiencing thinning or hair loss, you can do that. It's important that you develop a level of confidence in your ability to actually take that on if you had to, because it is your hair. And there could come a time where you may need to do that. You all hear me on this channel all the time. We talk about sometimes it almost feels like a scarcity of quality locticians in the marketplace right now. People who actually want to help your hair grow versus people who are just doing it to pay their bills and are not really passionate about hair or whether or not your particular style lasts and can go the distance. Shout out to Nadine. Nadine, if you happen to ever see this video, shout out to me in the comments. Thought about you, still think about you. Shout out to Shay. You all were some of the earliest sisters on the channel that reached out. I'm going to reach out to you by text today because you've been on my mind for too long. But yeah, it's something that it's a worthwhile investment. And if you were to take 1 or 2 locks at a time and practice, during a time where you absolutely have no reason to be in need of that particular skill, then you can do it in a very stress-free kind of an environment. But if you wait until all hell breaks loose and your loctician gets sick or she can't get you in, or you get some one of these other crazy things that are going around and you need to be homebound for a month and you can't get there, or whatever it is, we just don't know. Or maybe it becomes financially it's no longer feasible for you to be able to do it, then you have a foundation on which to build. It is not insurmountable. There's several videos I've done on doing your own retightenings. Look those up. There's a video where by way of one of our beautiful Havutu, I believe is her name, some of her input, we set up an environment that allows you to see all angles of your hair. If you're not that person that's going to sit at your vanity and just go face on and you want to see your hair in the back. Aristotle also brought up some wonderful commentary, because for her, and I feel this way too, because I noticed when I first did my first retightenings, when I did my first head the first time, the whole head, long time ago, I felt my way through while I was watching something on Netflix. And I think out of the whole head, maybe I combined 6 or 7 locks, maybe. Definitely no more than 10. And at that time, when I combined it, I knew it right away, and the girls could come in and separate them for me. But sometimes if you're used to doing your own hair, you can sort of feel your way around. But one of the things you want to make sure of is if you have a lot of loose hairs in there, that you wrap those hairs in. Okay, that you twist that hair and wrap it around the lock so that when you actually go in for your rotations, you grab that loose hair, because that's something that as an amateur you need to pay attention to. The same way you need to pay attention to your grid if your grid is important. And those again are still things, at least the loose hair is something that is governed by your ability to feel the hair to actually know. And depending upon the growth cycle of your hair or what's going on, let's say for example you're experiencing thinning, but you start using the magical hair growth serum, all of a sudden you got way more little short hairs all over in between the locks where it has thinned. This hair is starting to grow back. You'll need to grab that hair so that you can use that hair to thicken your lock, rather than just let it lay in there and then become a problem and create other marrying issues, tangling issues, and everything else. So the whole video was just to get you to understand how important it is to learn how to retighten your own hair. It's really critical. It's a necessity. Whether you do it or not, it's a necessity. It's something that you need to know how to do, and you don't need to wait until you absolutely have no choice and your back is up against the wall in order to actually learn to do it. So consider the ways in which you can cruise and very cavalierly learn the skill and learn how to manipulate your hair and learn what type of pattern you have. Practice on a few. Decide which tool works best for you. About 3 weeks ago, I released a video on retightening tools. I explored 10 different tools. Okay, everybody has a different tool that they like. You may not like any of the ones that you've been introduced to in the past, but may find something in this video that you like. Search my channel by going to videos within my channel and type in retightening or retightening tools, and that video will come up. For those of you who want to stick around, I'm going to pull from this Tao Yin and Yang deck an oracle card for you today. For the rest of you who want to mosey on, loving you, appreciate you, always sending you love, reach out to me in the comments. Let me know something about your experience. Send me a short video. You can send it to me via WhatsApp. My number is 678-438-6442, or send it as a text to my phone. All text, no calls. I just am not able to always connect via calls. I'm just too busy. So the best way to get a hold of me is to shoot me a text, 678-438-6442. But you can always send me a link to Google Drive, a 1 or 2 minute video sharing something regarding your journey that you feel other sisters can actually benefit from. Okay, that's a way to support the channel, but it's a way to support the community. And it's a way to get your view out there, okay? All right, I love y'all. Have a beautiful day. If you hadn't purchased my book, Manifesting Your Masterpiece, it's a great addition to your healing library. It's not a chapter book, but it's a book that helps you to gain clarity about your life, helps you to up-level your mindset, clear and heal energetic blockages so that you can manifest your best version. You can manifest the glory of God that is within you. We have inspiration, okay? And at the bottom of that, we have truth. All right, so we have inspiration here, and this is a water energy. Let me let you see the picture here. Okay, when I think of water, I think of flexibility. I think of allowing something in. I think of folding into or leaning into the emotional current. Gosh, my phone's ringing off the hook today. Into the emotional current of something that's going on in your life. You're encouraging a burst of creative energy, new passions and inspiration. That's that water energy, that flow, that harmony. Take advantage of it. Feelings and sensations can be overwhelming at this time because you may be feeling particularly sensitive to things in your environment because something is trying to be born, okay? So roll with that. Go with the flow. Use this opportunity to manifest your desires but maintain integrity and emotional intelligence. And so this truth card may be with coming to us with a connected message. You already know the truth. The root cause of these obstacles has finally crystallized in your mind. Be inspired about this new outlook in life. You have everything you need to succeed. Action and discipline are required. Stop procrastinating. So for some of you may be tempted to go back into a sleep state with regard to something that's going on in your life that is of an emotional tenor. Something that is coming up for your review that really, once you take a look at it and you see the reality of whatever it is, it can release a heavier emotion that will then allow your creativity to bubble to the surface. You're in a space now of growth. You're in a space of feeling sensitive to some undercurrent of change that needs to happen. So here we have something that is trying to be born, and here we have something that looks kind of barren and crazy, like the tree looks kind of barren. It doesn't have leaves and so forth. It looks like sort of like a desolate type of situation, but at the same time, you see that little rabbit right there. Rabbits represent fertility. They represent abundance and things of that nature. So that's a connection here in this card. There's something emotionally that needs to come up for your review that you need to be honest with yourself about so that you can release it so that you can bring in more abundance. Remember, anything that we're in denial of or anything that feels heavy in our life that we're not addressing, it takes up residence in our energy field. It becomes a block. It becomes a negative thought form. It then attracts more of those kinds of experiences towards it. Well, right now, somehow you have an opportunity to rise above something. There's some type of divine inspiration that's coming your way to catalyze a particular change in your life and to give you a new outlook. So this is something that you should be really inspired about. And it looks like with this, you're able to see what it actually is that is barren in your life, because this rabbit has a full frontal view of what's going on here that maybe has caused the stagnation or caused something to stop flowing in your life or in one's life. So you know you're coming into full clarity and truth. You can see the problem. You can see what it is that needs to be fixed. You can see how something has been stagnant. So you're feeling the emotions of that, which means you could be very sensitive. You could be feeling very emotional right now. You could be feeling heavy. You could be feeling some sort of grief. But this is something that is very necessary. So you definitely want to not be tempted to turn your back on this and not take a closer look at this. I hope that this video in some way has enriched you overall, but that message lands on you, if it is actually for you. Much love to you. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to stop by IamMelaninMagic.com for some of that anti-aging serum, or some of the magical hair growth serum, or the premium product, which is the hair spray, which is wonderful for your hair. I love you, and I hope that you have a beautiful day. Be peaceful, be productive, be prosperous, and live passionately.
If you are not using I Am Melanin Magic hair oil, then what are you using?
Hey guys, so I started using this oil called I Am Melanin Magic since February of this year, and check out the new growth. Like, it's insane. Not only did it help with my new growth, but it smells amazing too.
See the dramatic improvements Denisha has made after not having hair around her edges for 3 years. Tanya's hair had been like this for almost 20 years, and while getting injections. Her doctor said it was scarred and would never grow back. After 4 weeks of using I Am Melanin Magic, this is what she looked like. I Am Melanin Magic did this to Danette's hair after a short time. Hi, I'm the creator of the I Am Melanin Magic hair and skincare brand. My vision has always been to develop a line of products that meets the unique needs of melanated people. The I Am Melanin Magic hair oil is our premier product. It is the leading high-end supplement for your mane.
It reduces breakage, promotes growth, and can be used on all hair types and looks, from straightened hair and microlocks to wigs and protective styles.
It's antifungal, antibacterial, and anti-funk, so you know you're protected.
It softens and conditions your hair, and it's anti-frizz too.
This really is all you need. It's rich with antioxidants, loaded with growth-promoting ingredients. Look at the growth of my hair. The proof is in the product. Need I say more? Don't delay. Purchase yours today.
I Am Melanin Magic, and so are you.